Welcome to Coral Watch. My name is Diana Kleiner and I'd like to show you how to bring the reef into the classroom. The tools you need for this exercise are the coral health chart, the data slate, a virtual reef poster and or photos on your screen of corals. You can order these from Coral Watch, but for the purpose of this exercise, we've also made them available in our education section under other materials. And here you can see the virtual reef section where you can print your own coral health charts and data slates and download the photos. Keep in mind that for real monitoring in the field, you always use the original coral health chart. So the coral health chart was developed by scientists at the University of Queensland, and it's a very simple tool that you can take underwater to compare colors of the chart with colors of the reef as an indicator of health. We can see the chart has various colors, and these are the most common colors on the reef. The chart has a 6-point scale, and that represents the various stages of coral bleaching. When corals bleach, they live with a symbiotic algae called zooxanthellae, and basically they lose their algae and lose their color. So if we have a B6, for example, this is a healthy coral with lots of zooxanthellae. But if the coral gets stressed, it will lose its zooxanthellae and it might appear completely white. The white skeleton, the coral is bleached. So how does that work in practice? Basically what we do is we just hold the chart next to the coral, and within one coral colony we look for the lightest spot and the darkest. So in this case that would probably be a B2 and the darkest would be a B5. Then we turn around and we write down B2, B5. And then we get to choose if this is a boulder, a branching, a plate of a soft coral. And we can easily recognize these shapes, and in this case it would be a boulder coral. The first three are hard corals, the last one is a soft. Soft ones can be a bit tricky because in the water they would move, but unfortunately on my poster they don't. But you can see that this one and this one do have a different appearance than the others. We can continue this exercise with the different photos on our virtual reef, or we can have a look at the photos on our computer. So here we have a branching coral, and we have to keep in mind that we never measure the tips of the corals because that's where they grow and they're naturally white. So we basically just measure underneath the tip, and in this case we probably would say this is an E2. And then the darkest area, which probably would be about here, would be an E4. And we do the same exercise and write it down on our Coral Watch slate. Let's have a look at one more. Here we have a beautiful plate coral, and we can see the edge is white again. That's where it grows. We turn the slate, this chart, and we match the lightest, which would be a D2, and then the darkest I would say is in this area, and that's probably a D5 or even a D6. And we write that down again. If we do a real survey in the field, we make sure we also enter all our metadata. Otherwise you won't be able to submit it into our global database. So once you've entered all your data on your data slate, you can use our virtual reef data sheet from Excel, where we enter the metadata in this section. We transfer all our Coral Watch data into this column, and then we can go to our Tables and Graphs tab, and we can see the result of our virtual reef survey. We look at the color score. This shows a healthy reef. Most corals have a dark color, and here we can see our coral type distribution, and there is quite an even distribution of the different coral types that we have monitored on our virtual reef. This exercise is great as a preparation of a real field exercise, or if you can't go to the field, you can use it in class. I hope this was useful for you. There are lots of extra materials available on our website, and if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to contact us at info.coralwatch.org. Thanks for listening.